Dame Dash again made his opinion known, basically about the documentary again. He appeared on a TV show, the POV show on Afro TV, and decided to give his opinion on the documentary now that it's mainstream.
The Diddy Combs Reckoning. Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so we know that you were saying that it was not going to come out. So how do you feel that it actually is out now?
I honestly thought, based on like moral codes and like coming from where like a street ethic, I honestly didn't think that he would ever do that.
Why though?
Because I wouldn't.
Even though that would be the question why he has done.
Because it's just not my job to tell. I'm not a black man that's going to tear another black man down. Let them do that. But also, like if somebody, again, allegedly, it just seems like somebody, violated his baby mother in front of his kid. So yeah, but that's not how we deal with things from where we're from.
Did you check him on the back end?
Hey,
Did you check him on the back end?
I know y'all girls, but I'm not answering that. But what I'm saying is,
okay. I just caught it.
I gotta let me answer the question. So again, you may not understand like a moral conduct for a grown-ass man from where I'm from and where I thought he was from. There's just certain things and like it's not for us to tear somebody down. So for example, if I'm a criminal and I see somebody doing a crime, I'm not telling. If it might be a violation, like they might be doing some shit that might be like a violation to a kid, then I got to go handle that. If I sign on to the street. So for me, I'm not gonna do that because that platform is not black owned. I'm never gonna tear a black man down for a white man ever in my life. Also, I know Puff, right? And I don't think that, again, I'm not ever going to check for his moral character. As you see, we never did too much business together. But it would never be me to be the person to deliver that. Let them do it. So probably another person, I would say, go ahead, do that. Maybe someone from, so like example, TMZ called me and was like, yo, we want you to do the interview and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, you think I would ever make money for y'all tearing another black man down, even if that man is wrong? If I'm a black man and I want to do something, I'm going to go tear down a white man. I'm not going to tear down a black man.
So that was Dame speaking.
But he telling the truth. I mean, again, so this is why people not understanding the big thing about it. Netflix, no, they couldn't do that shit themselves because it would have been some litigation behind that shit. You sold it to 50 because his ass is petty and the people is gonna be behind it. So this, you remember what I said? The new clan is not actual white. It is white folks, but the new clan is actual us because a lot of us hate us so much to where. How white folks can get at us, especially if you are popular. What's your character? Say some bullshit, especially if you got people that's hating on you already, and they just listen. They just waiting for any type of dirt to come on you. They be like, oh, yo, see, I told you. Look at you, goddamn Golden Boy. Golden Boy got us some trouble. Look at him. Waiting. They're willing to take gossip over facts. And this is what this whole piece, this documentary is. We got a bunch of hurt people that's hurt because they're not in Diddy's circle anymore because he removed their asses. So they got something to say.
I never in my life would have thought that 50 Cent would make a documentary about another man from our culture just because it seems that the dude might have tampered with his woman. I ain't gonna speak too much on that other man, 50. The only reason why I said something about it is because he talks about me. Just because he might be a little strong and funny, we not jacking that, and I don't think anybody should, because morally, that is not where we want to go.
And 50 and the producer just piecing this shit together, so cancel culture can say what we already knew when we was 18 and 19 years old. I'm not relitigating no shit like that because we didn't see nothing what was done was a problem then. Why the don't see is a problem now?
If you look at who's next, are you saying who's next from a white man or who's next from 50 Cent? 50 tried to tear down Irv. 50 tries to tear down Puff. 50 tries to tear down Jay. 50 tries to tear down me. Y'all think that's all right? Because right now, when you say who's next, because there's 50 that's always looking to tear a black man down.
You attack a black and brown person's character and the haters is going to amplify it. And once the haters amplify what they already felt in their heart, and they able to change people's minds that's on the fence or just ready to cancel them out, now you got the crowd behind you. Now, as a justice system, they can go in and do what they want to do, because remember what I said before. If they never released that tape of him kicking Cassie, it would have been hard for them to even bring charges against Diddy, because Diddy was popular. You feel what I'm saying? He was very popular. They know they couldn't get no type of they knew within their hearts they couldn't find a jury that would even think about convicting them. That's why they leaked the tape.
What street code are you talking about? Was it street code to cheat them artists out of millions of dollars? Was it street code to take 25% from the co-founder and never give it back? Was it street code to leave Craig Mack broke and penniless in his last days, didn't even help pay for the services or anything? So everybody that has said something about Diddy that was in that documentary, they lying. If you heard everything in that documentary and you chalked it up to street code, then I guess you break street code every day when you're running around talking about Jay-Z all the time.
Yeah, so Dame is definitely sticking to the code. You know, he's
supposed to be.
Yeah, so let me address this comment in here. Chris wants to know why the feds never got Diddy on possession of illegal firearms.
Because they didn't want him on that shit. That's the whole thing. It was just something else to get people talking, like, yeah, they got his ass, and I'm sitting here like, yo, when you that high up on the food chain, you got many people that works for you that handles various things for you. A lot of times you're not going to see it or know, and you can literally spell that shit out to where it's hard to convict somebody on that shit. They didn't want him on the gun charges. They tried to get him on trafficking charges, because they assume that once they leaked that tape and once the people once the lynch mob had turned against Diddy, they thought they had their ass. When in actuality, they didn't.
So the guns was most likely just petty ass charges that they didn't even really care about. They didn't care.
They just wanted to list that shit.
Yeah, they just wanted some charges, but when they found out they got bigger charges they could go after, they were just like, to hell with the illegal
It's better
firearms.
to overcharge someone, because if you overcharge someone, then if you don't get them on the bigger charges, then you can get them on the smaller charge. So what was the big charge was the trafficking, because that's what he was facing life for. They didn't get him on that. So what did they got him on? The Mann Act shit. That's the reason why he got 50 months. So anytime you get in trouble with law enforcement, they rather overcharge you. So they hit you with every charge they possibly get your ass with. And if they can't get your ass on the bigger charges, then they got something that they can get your ass with. So they can walk away with some type of victory.
Yeah, now Chris is saying it's a 10-year minimum.
Understand that, but it would have been hard to prove that it's his guns.
Yeah.
And if he ain't got no actual fingerprints on that shit, you can't prove it.
Yeah. So basically the case against Diddy on the other charges was much stronger than the illegal firearms charges. So they most likely went with the other charges because those were in their minds easier to prove,
supposedly,
than the illegal firearms, and they didn't even care about the illegal firearms. So they could have got him, but it probably wasn't enough for a case.
Nah, when you paying lawyers like how he has, you're not getting that shit in. See, that's the difference. So we're seeing 3-tier justice system. You have the justice system for rich white people, Donald Trump. Then you have Diddy, rich, black, which, okay, you still gonna go through the rigorous bullshit, but you're able to afford the best of the best attorneys to where he beat the feds pretty much. That's what he did. He beat the feds. And then you got the other 3rd-tier justice system. That is me and you go through.
Yeah. Well, as Chris is saying, possession is 9/10 of the law. So that means they probably couldn't form that 9/10 case.
He has a big-ass mansion. And then on top of that, he has multiple houses in different states. He could be like, somebody else could have brought that shit in. Yeah. How is you going to prove that's his gun?
Yeah. The point is, the feds could have made the charges stick if they had a steady case, and they most likely didn't, which is why nothing happened.
They put all their eggs
in the traffic.
Once they leaked that video and they saw the wave of the people, how a lot of people turned against Diddy, they thought they had a slam, and they had Cassie on the stand. You feel what I'm saying? Testifying. They thought they had a slam dunk case.
Yep. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't nail them on all that, so they got them on the bullshit Mann Act.